Hello, streaming to live. I'm Gordon with Unlock Your Bioenergy. Today is Monday, March 2nd, 2026. And do you remember the game Genie? I've got a story for you. Stick around because this one here is something that I experienced when I was, gosh, 14, 15 years old, something along that lines. And it's one of these things that I've never forgotten, largely because it's funny. And if you remember the days of the Game Genie, that's on that's this little device here that looks like this, where you attach it to the cartridge of the NES games that you get. So for people that are my age, you would remember this. And there was also a version that came out for the Super Nintendo. And the Game Genie was one of these devices that it was described as a popular cheat device released in 1990, and it was designed to modify gameplay on the Nintendo Entertainment System. But there was also a version for the Super Nintendo. And how it worked is that it attached to the front of the cartridge and plugged into the console, and intercepting data between the game cartridge and the system. So what it allowed you to do was basically add extra lives, extra power-ups of sorts, and even characters or something like that that you wouldn't normally get when you first turned on the game. And these cheat codes were kind of fun to play with. So growing up in those times, we either rented games or we exchanged them amongst friends. And I can remember where I got a Super Nintendo game. It was F-Zero from a friend of mine in junior high. And so when I got the cartridge, I thought, oh, okay, I'm gonna try playing this racing game and for a while. And I ended up having the the Game Genie in my presence where he didn't, and so I plugged in the Game Genie to the cartridge of F-Zero and plugged it into my console. Lo and behold, there was a nice little option where you could get a additional turbo boost, and so okay, I'm gonna try this, and I practiced the maps of the racing tracks, and got kind of good. After a while, I realized, oh, I'm actually could use this to set new records on the cartridge. And in those days, the cartridge itself had a scoreboard that was where it remembered your fastest time. So every time you turned on the cartridge or the game, you would see the scoreboard. So lo and behold, I practiced these tracks and I set records on my friend's cartridge. And when I gave it back to him, he said, "How in the world did you set these records? I can't even touch it." And I laughed because I did it on every track in the game, and he couldn't figure out how I did it. And probably still to this day, he probably doesn't know. But if he watches this video, he would see it. And I'm releasing the story behind it because it was one of those funny things. And fast forward to 2026, I think about, well, what is my new and latest Game Genie? What is it? And I'm going to show you what my new Game Genie is. Because first and foremost, before I do so, if you missed out on the promotion that ended yesterday, that was this guy here. Buy two, get one X49 free. You missed out because it was a good promotion. And this is my new Game Genie right here. I got one. Because the past few weeks I've been taking this patch here that I got from a friend, and I've been taking it and putting it right here and letting it do its thing. On Saturday this past weekend, I attempted to do the fitness stress test with this patch here. And in doing so, I recorded the the results, and I'm going to just review that quickly here with you, where I did the Feel It Friday, which was on Friday, and that's a workout I've been doing now for a while. And for the past 10 weeks, I've been trying to break this record that I set, or a goal that I set for myself, of skipping 250 skips in 68 seconds. So I first started it back on here, 69, 60, December 20th, 2025. And I got close to setting, I was 70% basically of reaching that goal. And then I tried it the week after, 81%, and then it was 84% the week after. The week after that, on January 17th, 92 I got. And then January 24th, 2026 is when I got here 94% of that attempt, which is 59 sequences of 4 steps. I need 62 and a half. And I thought, oh, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. How am I going to do this? So I basically stuck with my guns and tried to continue every week, trying to see if I can do this test. And on February 14th, which you can't see on the screen here, I'm just going to move this up here, I reached here a score of 96.8, so 242. I was 8 skips short. And that I was pretty optimistic after that point in time, because I thought, okay, I'm getting stronger and just keeping how would you say, consistent with my ways, and just strengthening my body. So then I thought, okay, I'm gonna try to use the X49. And what I didn't do was actually save it for an actual fitness stress test, because that in itself is probably, when you put a new patch on, that is when I find it is the strongest, because I can sense that sensation, that, what I talked about before, burnt toast. If somebody asks you if you can smell burnt toast but you don't smell it, then there's a chemical reaction inside their body. And so when I put the X49 on, that chemical reaction, I can sense it. And I sense it through my sinus. I can smell it. So, and this sensation, it lasts for several hours. And on day number 1, when I put this on, which was 10 days ago, the sensation was at its strongest, and it's progressively gotten weaker as each time I've worn the patch. Now, I'm saying this is my game genie for this coming weekend. So I'm going to continue wearing this here and see how it goes for the duration of the workouts that I'm going to do. Today is going to be push exercises. Or no, pull. Today is pull. And I'm just going to keep doing my thing to see how I progress. And when I do the fitness test this coming weekend, the goal is to see if I can actually get 250 skips in 68 seconds with that rope that I've been using now for a long time, that began in 2018. So like I said, I'm only measuring against myself, and I want to be able to keep progressing and strengthening my body. Will I reach a plateau at some point? Probably. Yeah, where that plateau is, I'm not sure if 221 beats per minute, skipping at that tempo, is the plateau, because I'm really close to it. So can I reach that plateau and up the ante for one more? And maybe that will be my plateau? I don't know. But that, 250 skips for 60 or for 67 seconds might be the plateau. I don't know, but I want to find out where that plateau really is, and that's why I'm going to start with the Game Genie, which is to promote performance, along with the X39, which you see me wearing right here. The X39, I've been wearing it now for, 322 days. And combining it with what I call the cleanest and most absorbable water, right here. This is a 16-ounce cup. You can tell it's just shy of being full. Combining the two together, or the three, so the X39, the X49, and the water, does it have remarkable effects on the body and powering your body to achieve your goals? Well, I'm going to find out this coming week to see if I can do it. I want to be able to achieve this goal that I set for myself. Especially at the age of 49. And last week was a big week as well, because on Wednesday, February 25th, 2026, I matched my all-time maximum heart rate of 217 beats per minute. And I was in that zone for well over 2 minutes. But here I am 4 or 5 days later saying, hi, it's me. I'm still here. Everything's normal, because it is. So can you reap the benefits from pulling the trigger on the X39 and X49? Well, if you decide to do it, this is the link, right? That's the current price. The link you'll find in the description below, or in the comments. You'll find it where you can make this purchase. If you want to get just the X39 as opposed to the X49, which I call the Game Genie, then it's your choice. Is there better value if you get both? Yeah, there is. And reap the benefits from it. So if you're doing a tryout for a team or something like that, running some track and field event, whatever it is, you can experience the benefits. And, there's Phil again. Where you have improved mental clarity, rapid pain relief, and reduced inflammation. Now, these are benefits from the use of the X39, which activates the peptide that you have inside already in your body. You just need to do something to turn on that spark. And the X39 does just that. That's this one right here. And it's very good. Very, very good. So to make a purchase, you can scan the QR code there. That's for the X39 only. If you want to include the X49, as you see here, subscribe and you'll save yourself some money, which is worth it. That's actually a good deal. So, without further ado, let's get on with the workout today. So today is going to be, I'm going to do the 9-minute warm-up as I typically do, followed with push or pull exercises, not push. I'm getting myself confused. And you can see up here I have a bar now that I've modified, where I've had a pull-up bar for years, and I thought, hey, wait a minute, why don't I try using that? And it works. So that's going to be the exercises today. So it's going to be doing I'm going to start with a bar hang and then do pull-ups to failure with very strict timing. So when I'm talking about timing, I'm talking about rest period. So I will be counting the rest, and then I will do another round of pull-ups after I do the bar hang. So, or I might do it the other way around. We'll see how I feel, and time permitting. Oh, and there's Phil again. He's active. Hi, Phil, if you're watching. All right, so let's do the heart rate session. Well, I can sense the activation from the X49. So, just going to turn on the. That's good. Turn down the tempo here. So I'm going to set it at 144. That's going to be the tempo. Temperature down here. 15.4 degrees. So you can see here, I'll show you. There it is, 15.4. And that's in Celsius. So in Fahrenheit, it's at 59.9 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's cold. I need to warm up a little bit. So let's do that. Nine minutes. Let's begin. There we go. So for dinner last night I had beef liver and some mashed potatoes, some salad, and some what was it? Mixed vegetables, green beans, some corn. So like a vegetable mix, stir fried. So we'll see how I feel, how much energy I have today. So in 10 seconds, we're going to switch to doing double unders. Here we go. All right. I can sense the X49 still. It's not as strong as it was on day one, but I can sense the activation from it. It's there. I can smell it. So, with the pull exercises today, I will be starting with the pull up. So I think what I will do is just get right to it. Now that the 2 minutes is up, so you can see my heart rate has recovered nicely. So I'm going to switch to changing here to 60 beats per minute, so that way I can count the time. So first exercise is going to be doing pull-ups to failure. So this bar here, go a little bit narrower if I wish. Yeah, that way my elbows are more in front of me. And let's go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. Okay. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do this. 7, 8, 9. All right. There goes 10. That's 45 seconds rest. There we go. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4.5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to go a little bit wider. 9, 10. There we go. 2, 3. Oh, wow. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now chin-ups. There's 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Arms are tired. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. 1, 2, 3. One more round. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1. Here we go. 2, That's all I got. Okay, next up is going to be the iron cross. And that's where I'm going to switch to incorporating the vibration plate as well. You know, I can't do a workout without including the plate. So, I'm going to be doing an iron cross. So where I'm going to take the elbows here, just kneel down on my knees like this and hold it. Yeah. You can rotate them in the front here. That way it gets the other part of the lats down and up like this. So So essentially finishing off what I started with the body weight exercises. So now hitting the fatigue and kind of playing around it. Whew. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna switch to the palms now. This way here, holding it's a little bit less resistance because the bands are not as stretched. But this one here is tough because it's farther away from my torso to hold it here. Okay, I'm going to switch to back to the other one. All right. That's it for that one. Wow, I can feel the X49. I can smell it. I can sense it. It's quite strong. It's good. Next exercise is going to be, I'm going to do the rows. So that's where I'm going to take this band here and attach it here. Take these, so I don't need to use these anymore up there. So taking purple band, for splitting it in half for each arm. So this is 23 times 2, so 46 per side. 46 pounds. So multiply by 2, that's total weight if you're using a traditional cable row machine. Alternatively, you can do a bent over row if you wish, but with the vibration plate, it's probably best to have more plates or a higher sitting point. so which I don't have right now. Thought about adding more of these things to so oh, I need to be farther back. Maybe that's going to be the right distance. Yeah, I think so. Slightly more. Now, ready to roll. So that way I have a full stretch on the lats, which is what I want. Because I want the band to be pulling right at the beginning. There we go. So, by having a solid footprint, and my feet are nice and planted, I could use one of the weights on the floor to help with my feet not sliding. So you want to there we go. So my elbows basically are touching or going past my so here I have a full stretch on the lat. I can feel it. Squeeze the scapula together. Roll. Just gonna grab this weight here. That way my feet are a little bit, my elbows are higher than my hips. My elbows, I meant to say my knees. So here I can get a full, really contract by having, I like that better with the weight on the floor. I can smell the X49. I think still it's pretty strong today. It's good. Strong enough where I notice it. I can smell the activation of the AHK-CU peptide. And maybe it could be because of the beef liver that I ate yesterday. It's a very strong source of copper, which is good for the body. Just gonna hold this as long as I can. Getting that failure. All right. Next up is the supination preacher curl. So that's where I'm going to grab the towel. So this is 70 pounds, you know, no problem, each arm. I've got the strength for it. So for any of those people that comment say I can't lift any weight, say it doesn't look like I'm lifting much, but I can. In fact, here I'll show you. I'll take 40 pounds. So you can see the yellow here. The weights are full. Strict. Here we go. My back is against the wall. There you go. 40 pounds. Strict. If I didn't have the strength, I wouldn't be able to do it. So I'm going to take the red bands today. And one is going to be attached here. The other one just slightly lower to make sure I get yeah, I said I'm going to do supination. I changed my mind. What time is it? Hurry up. Well, I'm actually going to have to call it short today. But I will be I'll have to finish the biceps after I'm done. I'm going to have to pause here for a little bit. So, going to do the debrief of the time, date stamp. So March 2nd, 2026, starting time was at 2:58 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Maximum heart rate I hit today was 210. So you can see here, maximum heart rate, and I was in that zone, 207 to 218 for 25 seconds today. So there is the score. And then before finishing the workout, I had to start breathing more in order to keep the pace I was doing. So that's a sign of my cardiovascular strength and the levels of oxygen inside the body from that of water, in the blood particularly. So you can see there. And so total probably minute and 20 seconds altogether, over 200 today. About that, I think. So overall, a solid effort for Move It Monday. And I will be finishing the supination and the pronation curls a little later. It'll be off camera. So sorry about that for today. But I hope you enjoyed today's session and the laugh that I shared earlier with regards to the Game Genie. So make sure you get your Game Genie. If you follow the QR code to that, it'll take you to the X39. But the link in the comments below will take you also to the X49, where you can purchase these two as a combo and start reaping the benefits. Power your body with the best. The X39 and 49 is easier to get as opposed to the water, because you have to make it yourself. There's no other way. And the man who invented the machine knows this. You can get a sample from him for free if you wish. Hit him up. Send him a message. Tell him that I sent you, because he knows about me. He says he responded directly to me. So I know he knows who I am. Or of I am. I've never met him in person, but hopefully one day I may get that chance. But till then, see you tomorrow. Tacky Tuesday. See you then. Have a good night.